right, we are back to 1 over after 9 holes. This is a par 5, hole 10, 996. We're gonna go Fission Tesla off the tee. 2 big birdies in a row to get back to 1 over. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I got 2 options here. Down that left gap, down that right gap. I kind of like the left gap. The right gap's more open initially, but I can hit a tree late. Left gap, if I hit it initially, I'm good. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Yeah, I like that. All right, here's where I ended up. Basket straight ahead. We're about 250. I'm gonna try to keep it low, so I'm gonna go hex. My more stable hex. I'm just gonna try to throw it on a bit of hyzer over to the right, let it just finish back to the left. A little higher than I wanted, and because of that I went a little long. I think if I had thrown my particle on that line, it would have been perfect. All right, you can see my disc right there. Sage, watch out. Got about a 20 footer, my specialty here for birdie. Let's go. Hole 11, par 4, 703 to the gold. We are even right now. We're gonna go time lapse off the tee because I've been throwing this time lapse pretty good. We're just gonna try to get it out to the right and work it back left. Missing those 3 trees in the middle. That may have went in the water. We're gonna take a second just in case that is in the water, an OB. And I can't find it. Wow. Hopefully I can find it. That's terrible. All right, so there's my pink disc right down there. Took me a little bit to find it because it went a little further up than I thought it would. So we're gonna grab a couple discs from the bag to maybe try to get out with. And we're just gonna set you up right here so you can maybe see. All right, you can see my disc right here. Basket is right up there. Right up there. So we are going to see if I can get something there for a par putt. I don't know what I like. So I'm just gonna take a couple discs here, maybe the time lapse. Probably this Tesla, one of these 2. Going around the tree this way, probably not an option. Throw a forehand. I didn't measure this, see how far I was, so I'm not sure if I can get there. But we're gonna try. That did that good. Too good. get around it. We'll see where that time lapse ended up, but bogey at best now. Well, I have nothing really. I have no backhand. I think my best bet is a super stable sidearm. This left gap opens up and then hopefully it flings back right. Yeah, that should be a bogey. So this is where my time lapse ended up. Honestly, pretty good from being there. And my turbulence is right there next to the basket. Kind of juggling some things here, so let's see if... All right, this hole 12, 364 to the golds. Currently +1. We're gonna go crave. I'm just gonna try to hit this gap. If I can hit this gap, I'll have a birdie look. If not, I'll be trying to scramble for par. Yeah, I'll be a birdie look. All right, another little 20-footer for birdie here. Get back to even. There might be a little wind in the face, so I do not want to sky this over. Stay! All right, we are back to even. This is hole 13, 657 to the golds. I'm gonna go fishing time lapse because I need quite a bit of turn on this. Oh, too much. That was, see, that's why I don't throw the time lapse, fishing time lapse on this hole. It's just too much. Let's see what the mayhem does. Oh, that was a shot. Yeah. Should get up and down from there. Rangefinder has me like 215. Little sidearm tempo maybe at it. I'd like to throw backhand, but that requires a little bit of a turnover shot in that water right there. I've gone into it a couple times and it's not fun. So I think I'd rather be safe, throw out sidearm, ended up right next to the basket. Such a baby throw. All right, another maybe 20 footer. All right, we've got hole 14 on +1. This is a par 3, 311. Hard right, can't really see the basket through the trees. I'm gonna try to throw a sidearm. Just get out the gap, work it back right. We're gonna go Tesla here. Okay, that's a putt at it. 30 footer. I got trees in my way. I'm just got branches in my way. I'm gonna try to go through them. Let's go. All right, we are back to even. We're playing this game of birdie, bogey. This is hole 15, par 4, 574. We're gonna go trail. Oh. Wow, somehow I got lucky and threw everything. All right, I got myself into some trouble here. You can see my disc over there. I gotta go on the knee. That could not have been a worse outcome for that throw. Just sent that on a rip, and now I'm gonna be stuck behind that tree. May not even have a shot up to the pin now. God. All right, I've got myself where I have to throw like a flex forehand around all this. I'm not even sure. I've got a matrix in my hand. I might go back to this Tesla, just so I make sure I can get there. Let's do that. We're gonna throw this Vision Tesla. We're gonna throw it up and around that tree. Hopefully end it up by the basket. We'll see. Okay. Got up and long enough, so I'll have a putt. All right, made it just outside of probably C1X. So should be a pretty easy cut to sage stake. Hole 16, par 3, 231 to the gold. I'm gonna go hex. I go this left gap. That is not a good shot. I'm gonna try this left gap that Ethan took, or the right gap that Ethan took, with my flippy hex. Man, it looks nice. Alright, well, that's probably the play. Alright, I don't know if you can see my flippy hex up there, but that's right by the basket. Here I have a circle 2, maybe even out of circle 2. Kind of jump putt at it, but I can run it pretty good because it's all uphill. Man, this one would have been nice. Nice. That was a little longer than a tap in, but so is this. Bag on, do I dare? Player 1. If I can get through the gap on 17, we've got ourselves a birdie look. So 17, 18 left, both birdieable, both bogeyable too. So we're gonna get birdies though. We're gonna finish under, boys. Hole 17, 526 to the gold. It's a par 4. We're gonna go trail again. Gotta hit a gap. All right, that's up there. I hit a tree late, but that's good. All right, not quite as far down the hill as I would have liked, but I've got a chance at it. I think it's particle time. Probably about 250 or so downhill. So I need it to check up before it goes down past the path. That's a birdie. All right, so coming up to the shot, there it is. I hit that tree right there, kicked it right here. Oh, through 17, we are 1 under. I just gotta get through 18 with a par or better to complete the challenge of going under par at Harmony Bins, blue tees to gold baskets. Let's go. All right, this is hole 18. We are currently 1 under par. This is a par 5, 870. I got 2 kind of options off the tee. I can go sidearm Tesla at that tree down there in the kind of the fairway, start of the fairway on the left, or I can go my beat-in hex, not my super beat-in hex, but my seasoned hex at that tree and let it fade back right. The hex is, I think, the more aggressive play, but it's the play that usually lands me a birdie if I do it, so I'm gonna go hex. Get out of it. You're kidding me. I hit a tree down there. All right, so I hit that tree in front of us on the other side, and luckily it didn't kick into the creek. It kicked straight back onto the road. Now I just have to do a layup shot. It's either gonna be a range or a proxy. I just gotta keep it short of the creek. Here, we're gonna throw a proxy. Just gotta keep it pretty flat out of the hand and just get it right in the fairway. All right, landed safe across the creek. GoPro is dying currently, so we're just gonna have to throw and talk later. All right, that's a tap in for par right there. All right, so there's where we ended up. That's a tap in for par. 1 under round at Harmony Bins, blues to gold. That's with being 3 up after hole 7. Wow.
All right, here was the final scorecard for the round, and C2 putting was very good. My short game still could use a lot of work, and I think a lot of my bogeys could be chalked up to an approach shot getting away from me and then 2 putting.